ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Next Goal Wins. Today we're talking Premier League previews for Saturday's games. First up, it's the big one, Manchester United against Tottenham. United, obviously, under Van Gaal, had a pretty good pre-season despite not winning the International Champions Cup. Tottenham, again, will be looking to grow this season. Tottenham usually do well away at Old Trafford in recent years. Maybe not so much in history. They've actually got a poor historical record at Old Trafford. Van Gaal, I'm sure, sees it as 3 points they need. He lost the first game last season at home to Swansea, and he won't want to get off at the wrong foot this time, especially against a Tottenham side who really haven't made massive dents in the transfer window. They haven't brought too many players in, and United have. So he'll be hoping players like Darmian, Depay, Schweinsteiger, Schneiderlin can make massive impressions on his team, and the old stalwarts like Rooney, for example, can find the goals to drive them to victory. Tottenham, on the other hand, like I said, haven't made huge investment in the transfer window, but they need the goals from Harry Kane to carry on like they did at the end of last season and kind of throughout last season, and they need Christian Eriksen again to have a really good season if there's any chance of them pushing on to where they want to be. I'm going to go for a home win now. I'm going to go for 3-1 to Manchester United. So we've got new boys AFC Bournemouth playing at home to Aston Villa. This is a game that, again, Bournemouth will see it as a really good opportunity. First game of the season at home, a newly promoted side. They'll never get an atmosphere like it again, really. Villa are a side who kind of have brought players in despite losing Benteke. They brought Ayew, Vertu, a lot of players in, for example. So they want to get this big win under the start of the season. Sherwood, his first full season in management of Villa. Obviously, he wants to do well. The Villa faithful want him to do well. Bournemouth, though, yeah, it's for them. It's Aston Villa, not a massive team to get first game of the season, and quite a scalp, I'm sure it'll be for Eddie Howe, and he's got a good side to give them. I mean, they did brilliantly last season in the Championship. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to stay up this season, but only time will tell. This first game, I'm going to go for a draw. I'm going to go for 2-2. Next then, we've got Everton against Watford. Everton in front of a Goodison faithful. Watford, a newly promoted team. I think they're going to really struggle in this first game. Kiki Sanchez-Flores has come in. He's brought 10 new players in so far in the transfer window, and that's a lot of players to try and fit into a new squad. 10 players, like I said, it is a lot. We know it's a lot of players, and he really has to hope that these players can adapt and gel together quickly, because they're going to have no time to settle. And Everton, I mean, last season was kind of poor for them. Obviously, didn't finish where they wanted to. Ross Barkley seemed to digress in his growth as a player. Morales seemed to digress a slight bit after his incident with a penalty. Baines didn't seem to push on. Lukaku wasn't what they expected when they paid all that money for him. But this season, I think it'll be better. And I think Martinez will have a good start to the season. I'm going to go for a 2-0 home win to Everton in this one. I'm going to miss out Leicester City against Sunderland because I've done a separate preview of that. And we're going to go on to Norwich against Crystal Palace, the final newly promoted team, Norwich, playing at home to Crystal Palace. Palace wholesale changes again, like most teams in the transfer window. Bringing in Yohan Cabaye, again, like I said, Alan Pardew is his first game in management as a full season with Crystal Palace in the Premier League. I think Palace are going to be strong this season like they were the last few seasons. Last season was a bit of a surprise where they finished to everyone, but you know, they've got good players in there. People like Bolassi's a real talent, and bringing Cabaye in will only help them improve, and I can see mid-table solidify for them. Norwich, they're brilliant at home in the Premier League. We all know that. They're always strong at home, but kind of like QPR last season, they're usually poor away. And with the home crowd down in their first game, it is really never easy for a travelling side. And as much as Palace will fancy himself this season, I'm going for a home win to Norwich. Norwich, Alex Neil coming in as manager. They've got players who've played in the Premier League before. They only had one season back in the Championship, so I think they've still got enough players who can get them to near safety at least. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 home victory in this first game for Norwich. Finally, the Saturday games then, it's Chelsea against Swansea. Chelsea against Swansea, a game Mourinho needs to win because obviously his home record, only losing once at home. Swansea though, I mean, Gary Monk is kind of a manager who went under the radar a lot last season. Despite Swansea's brilliant start to the season, no one really talked about him till the end. And as such a young manager in the Premier League, it's really hard to achieve what he has achieved. And he has achieved it, if that makes sense. I mean, he's got that Swansea side galvanised around him. You forget that a few seasons ago he was still a player. He seems to fit the manager role so well. And I think this is going to be a really tough test for Mourinho in his first game in the Premier League this season. Chelsea, obviously defending champions, are going to hope that they can win. They've got Diego Costa still. Hopefully he can fire the goals in like they did last season for them. Then Fabregas. And again, they haven't made huge dents in the transfer window, haven't spent 30, 40 million pounds, etc. So it's kind of the same Chelsea team we were looking at the back end of last season. I think Chelsea are going to win this one, but only slender. I think it'll be 2-1 against Chelsea, and I think Swansea will push them very, very close. So that's all for this little Premier League preview show. I'm going to do a review of all the games after they finish. Please leave comments down below telling me who you support and what you think about the games, what you think the scores are going to be. Please like the video as always and subscribe to me somewhere around here. I'll see you in the next one.